Have you ever wondered what those blue plaques are for? Come on, let's check it out. Today we're going to take a look at the blue plaques of Sale. Blue plaques are permanent signs that are installed in public places to commemorate a link between that location and a famous person, event, or former building on the site. They serve as historical markers and are often used to signify that a person of importance once lived or worked in a particular location. The most well-known blue plaque scheme is administered by English Heritage and is currently restricted to sites within Greater London. This scheme is the oldest in the world, with the first plaque being unveiled in 1867 to commemorate Lord Byron. Blue plaques can be found throughout the UK and other countries, where they are often known as commemorative plaques or historical markers. The term blue plaque is often used informally to refer to a variety of similar schemes throughout the UK. Some are administered by local authorities, while others are run by organizations such as the Royal Society of Chemistry or the Music Hall Guild. But not all blue plaques are blue, and they're not all round, and they're not all English heritage. And our first one is one of those exceptions. It's a red plaque. Since 2017, the Red Plaque Project has created memorials for firefighters who lost their lives in the line of duty. The red plaques can be found across the UK near locations where firefighters died while protecting their communities. This one is in remembrance of John Johnson Hunt, the first and hopefully last firefighter to lose his life in the line of duty here in Sale. This was the site of the Brooklands Hotel. It was torn down in 1972, but it was almost lost in a fire on the 5th of July, 1909. John Johnson Hunt was a veteran of the Manchester Fire Brigade. He became the superintendent of the Sale and Ashton-upon-Mersey Fire Brigade in 1898. He and his men had trained on what they would do if they were ever called to a fire at the Brooklands Hotel. But despite those efforts, a burning beam fell on Superintendent Hunt, and he died as a result of his injuries a few days later. It was the largest funeral ever seen in Sale. We've done a full video on John Johnson Hunt, and you'll find a link at the end of this video. Our next stop is at the end of Hope Road at 13 Northenden Road. Robert Bolt was born in Sale, Cheshire on the 15th of August, 1924. His first play was performed in London in 1958, and soon after this, he established a reputation for himself with A Man for All Seasons, for which he won the New York Drama Critics Award in 1962. It was made into an Academy Award-winning film in 1966. Robert Bolt won an Oscar for the screenplay. As a screenwriter, his credits include Dr. Zhivago, for which he also won an Oscar, and Lawrence of Arabia and Ryan's Daughter. I don't know a whole lot about Robert Bolt, but it appears I should. I've seen lots of his productions. Another famous film of his was The Bounty, starring Mel Gibson and Anthony Hopkins. The anniversary of the real event was today, 28th of April, 1789. The crew of The Bounty, led by Fletcher Christian, mutinied against the harsh life at sea under Captain Bligh. Now we head down Northenden Road to see another blue plaque. George Mottershead, founder of the Chester Zoo, was born in Sale Moor in 1894. In 1902, he was taken to the Bellevue Pleasure Ground Zoo in Manchester to celebrate the ending of the Boer War. He was so disturbed by the animals being kept in cages, he stated that when he grew up, he was going to open a zoo of his own and there would be no bars in it. Quite a dramatic statement for an 8-year-old boy. Despite opposition from local residents, Mottershead was granted permission to open Chester Zoo in 1931. His zoo without bars continued to expand, even accepting elephants from a circus during World War II. He was born at 33 Lindau Street, just over that away, but it's a small residential road and it was decided his blue plaque would be better served here at 131 Northenden Road, Sale Moor Village. The family moved here during the winter of 1912-1913, above what was then Seymour Mead's grocery shop. It was here, aged just 18, that George opened his own school of physical culture, a man well ahead of his time. I guess this was the beginning of what we would now call bodybuilding. So the next time you're walking down a street in the UK and you see a blue plaque, take a moment to stop and look up and read it. You never know what fascinating piece of history you might find.